Jewish people have a Sabbath every week. No, that's not some kind of special bath. It's really just a day when everyone gets to have a rest, which is really nice. In fact, you might actually have a bath on the Sabbath, but only if you don't carry any water. So I suppose you'd have to go to the pool or something. But then you might have to walk too far. Oh, it does get really, really complicated. You see, the Sabbath, or the Jewish day of rest, was something that God had told his people to do since the very beginning of time. Every seventh day, everyone was supposed to take a break. Spend some time resting, relaxing, and spend some time enjoying God. And, as usual, the Pharisees and the temple geeks, they'd taken this idea just a little bit too far, and they'd come up with all kinds of ridiculous rules about what counted as work and what didn't count as work. Turns out, as usual, they'd completely missed the point.
One Sabbath day, Jesus and his mates were hanging out in a field of wheat, relaxing, chatting, and pulling up the odd wheat stalk or two. They were getting quite hungry, and so they picked the chewy bit off the wheat and had a nibble. Some Pharisees were watching them and pounced on them straight away. It's the Sabbath, you know. You can't pull up wheat stalks and eat what you like. That's work. It's not allowed. You shouldn't. God wouldn't like that. You're not supposed to work on the Sabbath. Jesus looked at the Pharisees and said, "My mates are hungry. They're not working, they're eating. Don't you remember when David, that's King David, as in killed a giant with a pebble dude, and his followers were hungry? They went and took food that was meant for something special. David ate what he needed and shared it around." The Pharisees stared at Jesus, their eyes wide open. They couldn't believe his cheek. He didn't seem to have any respect for their very important laws at all. And then he said, "The Son of Man is in charge of the Sabbath," as if somehow he had the authority to make his own rules. How dare he? A few weeks later, on another Sabbath day, Jesus was teaching a group of people about God, when a man with a weird hand came to the front. His hand was sort of squashed and a funny shape, and he didn't seem to be able to use his fingers.
The Pharisees, as usual, were standing at the back, watching Jesus, waiting to see what he'd do. If Jesus healed the man, then that would definitely count as work. And work on a Sabbath day wasn't allowed. It was naughty. God wouldn't like it. Working on a Sabbath was just not okay. They couldn't wait for Jesus to heal the man's hand, because they wanted to prove that he was breaking the law and make sure he paid the price. Even though the Pharisees were at the back of the crowd, Jesus knew what they were thinking. He's pretty good at reading minds, is Jesus. So he deliberately made sure everyone could see the man with the weird hand and said, "On a rest day, should we do good things or bad things? Should we save lives or kill people?" Everyone stared at Jesus thinking, why is he asking such a stupid question with obvious answers? Of course we should do good things and try to look after people, not just on the Sabbath, but on every day all the time. As they watched, Jesus told the man to hold up his hand, and as he did so, his hand was completely fixed. It looked like a normal hand, not squashed, not a funny shape, and he was definitely moving all his fingers now. The Pharisees got really angry this time. They didn't know how to stop Jesus breaking all the rules.
So at that point, Jesus decided it was time to get away for a while. In fact, he went off on his own up a mountain and spent the whole night there under the stars. He didn't even take a tent or any toilet roll. He just went because he really needed a space to chat to God. He spent loads of his time in prayer, chatting with Dad, that's Dad in heaven, not Joe, about everything that had happened and about what might happen next.